We're back.
That was my line. Oh, I'm surprised.
You go.
We're back.
Welcome back to
Hello, everybody.
the Bigger Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. First episode of 2024. We thought we'd use this as a short, sharp refresher for us because we haven't podcasted in 5 months.
4 or 5,
November
6 months.
was that
6 months.
Is that 6 months?
Yeah, I think so. 6 months.
This year's flying already. Alex is nearly 34.
I just turned 33. Let's just hold on a minute.
Hang fire. But we've done so much. Like the reason we sort of slowed down the podcast and stuff was because we were doing a lot. Like we had,
Busy, and it was cold at December in the gym.
It's cold now.
It's freezing now. We've got coats on, hoodies. What time is it? It's like 9:45 at night. We are freezing.
But we do this because we love it and we want to entertain you the best way we can and keep you up to date what is going on in the life of
Alixs and Keith and Mabel and me.
Henry and everything else in between.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever we wrapped up the last one, we were in the new gym. We hadn't anything done. We had the old pickup, which is now gone, in the background.
We were sitting on our picnic tables outside, and there was no decorations done. No.
But since then, we have grown into it. We have got rid of the pickup. We now have a van.
It's a wee bit of a sore point.
It's not even. Do you know something? It was an ego thing. The van, the pickup was an ego thing.
But now you're cold, and if you had that van, you'd have the heated seats the whole way home, and now you don't, and you're raging.
But I've went from 22 miles a gallon to 48. It's a
Speaking of fuel,
difference.
I need fuel. I might not even get home without any fuel.
What I love about the van is now, I don't know if this should be spoke about, but Mabel sits in the front now. She has her own car seat, and she obviously
Which still meets all safety standards.
Does
so you know.
And if anyone knows me, I have double, triple, quadruple checked this because I do not want, obviously, you know.
Yes.
But she sits in the front with me, and the first day I lifted her from the childminders when I got the van, we were driving up Rainy Street, and she seen Sportique, and she was like, "Daddy, ball, Daddy, shoes." I was like, "This is going to be a thing." So every day we're driving home, everything's pointed out, but it's so lovely just to have the conversation with her. And she likes to hold my hand when we're driving.
So cute. And she drive by Mum's house. She's like, "Hi, Granny. Bye, Granny."
But I thought it'd be funny one day, and like I said, "Say bye, Jackie."
And then she turned around and was like, "Bye, Jackie.
And
bye,
I have a video
Jackie."
of it. It's the cutest thing, but that's all she called her for a very long time.
Yeah. But no, she's back to Granny now. She'll be glad to know.
But yeah, so we wrapped up, and whenever we were leaving you last year, we were embarking on our first ever High Rocks. Mm-hmm. Everyone from Mackerfelt and their dog does High Rocks now. However, back then it wasn't really spoke about.
Nope.
We were lucky enough that we took nearly 60 people to Dublin wearing lovely pink t-shirts.
Yeah, the best t-shirts we've had so far.
Whenever I decided let's wear pink, everyone was like,
"Oh, we're not wearing pink.
It's so bright, it's so awful." But as soon as you got down there, everyone was wearing black. So
and we stood out, so it was perfect. You could always spot us in all the different.
And we had people who were like, "Wow, who are those guys?" And we were like, "Yeah, that's us." But
yeah, I love them.
This year, thankfully, people believed in it, and we have nearly 100 competitors going to Dublin this year.
And we have the affiliation now, so we have maybe 100 people, maybe more, every last Saturday of every month coming to do a simulation in the gym.
Yeah, so anyone that doesn't know, we run a full High Rock simulator on the last Saturday of each month. And people think we're crazy, but we start at 4:30 in the morning because we like to get people. We don't like to turn people away, and
we don't want to like disrupt their whole weekend or their Saturday either.
I know that people like to make plans on a Saturday, and so we make the most out of it, and we get them out first thing. Mm-hmm. But after High Rocks Dublin, there was such a buzz that this little quote from Sean Patrick, congratulations by the way, just had a new
another baby boy.
He decided to make this motto of "Get her booked." Since then, we've took part in High Rocks Glasgow. We have took part in the Omaha Half Marathon because peer pressure is a real thing. But we were very fortunate. We took 36 people over to Glasgow.
Seems like a lifetime ago now at the start of March.
That was March. But when we were over there, we actually hooked up, probably not the right word. That sounded creepy. I
don't know what the next part's coming out.
We met up with the High Rocks amputee. Big shout out to Ricky Banner. So Ricky's been taking part in High Rocks for guts of a year anyway. Mm-hmm. For those that don't follow him on social media, you should. A very inspirational man.
We'll put his tag.
Yeah, put his tag, yeah. Ricky has one leg and he done the men's pro High Rocks. Bear in mind, High Rocks is hard enough, never mind doing the pro. And he done it in an unbelievable time. I don't know the time off the top of my head, but I think it was sub 117, 116 maybe?
Yeah, someone's telling me
That's
112, but I'm
fast.
not sure. Maybe 115.
That's really, really fast.
So
And he,
fast,
do you know
super,
something?
super
He
fast.
made it look easy.
Man,
But
we were
big
there
shout
cheering
out
him
to
on at the wall balls at the end.
It was and hopefully, if he is watching this, we're hoping to get him over to Dublin and show him the sights.
It would be so cool if he was ever like passing by Ricky, come on the podcast, you know.
There you go, Ricky.
Or we
there's your
could
invite.
wonder if we could stream it, you know, him
Nah,
on one side.
We're big time. We'll bring him over. We have a spare room.
You just took the words right in my mouth. He can stay in our spare room.
But yeah, so we have been. I'd say we're loving this High Rocks thing.
Well,
I hope it's not a fad. I don't think it is.
I think it's been around a long time. You know, like, you know, when you're starting to drive and you never see like L drivers, but when you have an L on your car, they're everywhere. Or
Yeah.
if you want to buy a red car, like say a red Mini, you don't know anyone that drives red Mini, but as soon as you decide you want a red Mini, everyone has a red Mini.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wee bit like High Rocks. High Rocks was nowhere to be seen. Then we did it last October, and now it's everywhere.
I'm not
it's all
saying we
people can
brought
talk about.
High Rocks to Mid Ulster, but you know,
Well, I think we're pretty well known for it, but yeah, it's just mad at the minute. And people just keep coming back. You know, they ask us, or we ask them at the end, like, "How'd you get on? Did you love it?" And they don't. Their responses are maybe not the best responses, but then they sign up and do another one. So there is something like addictive about it.
it's just because it's like a fitness test and it's a race, so you're always trying to beat your old time.
Or you have like someone just signing you up and like you're doing this regardless if you want to do it or
Nah,
not.
that's not how it works.
Yeah, that is how it works.
Nah, you.
At the end of Glasgow, I was like, I'm
You're
never
not
doing
an
this again.
You're not an easy persuaded person, so don't come at me being like,
Running half round out. I do not advise doing it with your partner or your husband or wife or whatever, because you just fall out in the middle. Because he's like full energy. See, the problem is when we start a High Rocks, I'm like really tired. Like he goes out like full pelt out for the first K, and he's just strolling along, and I'm like nearly passing out. And then come the middle of High Rocks, he's starting to struggle. But then that's where I get my stride, and I'm chatting and jumping
no.
around
As soon
the
as the
place.
sled pushes over, I'm like, okay, this is not fun anymore.
So I'm like flying around, and I think, oh, this is great. I'm having such a good time. And he's not. He's in the hurt locker. And then things change again. He's like, right, let's catch this part. And I'm like, I can't talk. I can't run any faster. And then that's where we're falling down. I'm like, I'm never doing this again. And then here we go. Dublin 2024.
Keep
Let's go
her-
again.
Get her booked.
Get her booked. SP, you need to remove that
Slogan.
that sentence
is
from
the
your
slogan.
vocabulary.
I think we should get it up somewhere.
So yeah, Dublin 2024 is what everyone
Let's
is
go.
aiming for now.
We took a big crew there. And something we did, which I'm one of my proudest things last year, towards the end of the year, was the Kinship Care fundraiser. We done the 12 workouts of Christmas.
Yes, we love doing that every year.
Yeah, so we done, as it says, 12 workouts back
Start
to back.
from midnight to midday. Again, we don't like people. We don't like sleep in Reacademy, and we don't like to disrupt people's afternoons.
We just like to make we like to
We do
accommodate
this for
everybody
you.
else.
Yeah, we don't think about ourselves at
We
all.
get no sleep, we get cranky, we fall out, but as long as you're happy. Oh, wait,
Yeah. So yeah, it was, as Keith says, we had the new facility, so we were able to make the classes bigger, get more people involved,
and make more, raise more money.
and we had a raffle with brilliant prizes donated from people around.
Somebody got a ticket to the Rabbit Hotel.
Yeah, Rabbit Hotel. Someone kindly donated.
And the person who won it deserved it, but we'll not.
Will not give
Yeah.
her. It's a lovely lady, but we'll not say who it
She
was.
deserved it very much so. I was buzzing whenever her name came out, wasn't I? It was
Yeah.
like, you knew straight away, because I was like, oh, no way.
It's so good. No, but we raised over what, £7,000.
So in the gym, we raised £7,353.75p. And then the kind lady who runs Kinship Care, she sent me a message, and she was like, somebody from the gym has anonymously donated £10,000.
Incredible.
So that took the grand total to £17,353.75p. But I have racked my head to think who it was. I think I do, but they've never come forward. But I'm not obviously going to, it was anonymous. I'm not going to be like, this is who I think it was.
But still so generous, and such a worthy cause, and the amount of
But it
children and
just
families that.
shows you the kind of people
Yeah.
that train here. They're so kind.
Well, we always say our community is the best community, and that's like one example of.
And if you want to put your community against our community, we'll meet you at the beach 5 a.m. Exactly, and then I'll be there.
Look forward to it.
Us versus you. You bring your best 100, we'll bring our best.
It'd be like that. What's that film? 300
300.
on the Spartans.
Someday, I wish. Huh?
What else do we feel like?
We had
November seems like
our
a
first
million
Christmas
years ago.
in our
Yeah.
home.
So you remember from the last podcast, we had maybe
Just moved in.
just Well, we probably just like got our mortgage sorted, got our keys.
We only
moved
got
in.
curtains up last week.
Yeah, curtains and frames and a mirror in our living room. It seems so much more.
We put 3
closed in
frames
and-
up, right? I need to tell you a story. We put 3 frames up, and I had to get somebody in to help me with this. But you know the Velcro, the double back ones, could hold anything up. And we heard this loud bang the next morning. We came down and one had fallen down. But we had got these frames in Ballymena, so we had to go back to Ballymena and get
No,
them.
but let's just tell everybody why they fell down. So in our downstairs bathroom, we had used these Velcro stick-up frame things.
Because it's a timber frame house.
And we had, just because we're not very handy with that sort of thing, so it's just easier to stick it on the wall. So the ones in the bathroom, Keith's not handy at that sort of stuff at all, and neither am I. But the ones in the bathroom, they were framed, pictures and all in them, stuck the Velcro on, stuck them on the wall. Bob's your uncle, they have not budged, so we thought we'd use Velcro
I
again.
don't have an Uncle Bob.
But the issue was we couldn't get the pictures printed on time.
No, the issue
That
was
was the issue.
I was my fault.
I wasn't naming you. I just said we couldn't get the pictures printed on time. So we needed to put the frames on the wall because the person that was helping us,
Connor,
thank you, Connor, and
Connor
Samantha
O'Kane,
for coming.
handyman, built this gym with his bare hands.
We needed Connor's help to stick them on the wall. So we stuck them up, but as we pulled them off, even though that's what it says you're meant to be able to do,
Mm-hmm.
take them off and on, to put the pictures in, obviously that weakened them. And then that's where one fell off and we had to go to Ballymena and buy another frame.
If you ever come to our house as well, you'll notice how wonky. Oh no, they're not.
They're only wonky because we put them up ourselves after, not with Connor.
There's a whole handling because we were putting up a big mirror too, and Jackie, my lovely mother-in-law, who's running a summer camp this year.
The
might have-
Rainy, yes, 8 to 11, check it out. Rainy Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, so I'll actually just plug it again because we're doing a thing with it as well, and we're
And
running a sports day at it. But throughout the week, you're going to have Amanda Brennan from plug
Happy
it.
Minds, Grateful Hearts.
Yep, you said nicer than me. And Ronan from
Fit Minds.
yeah. So Ronan's on next week. He'll tell you more about it, but it's for kids 8 to 11 if they want to come along. And
I'll even put the link in like somewhere along our Instagram or something. Too.
Jackie will make me. But it'll be good, and it's £100 for the week.
Mm-hmm.
It's on from
9 to 1, I think, or 9 to 2 every day.
no idea. Probably should have learned this. We'll know it for next week. But I've lost my train of thought now.
What were we talking about? Hanging up frames?
Yes, hanging up. So hanging up this mirror, and Jackie came up mirror. Jackie came up with this baler twine, and only our Samantha was cleaning it. It literally
But
fell.
the
broke
mirror's
on her
super
hands.
heavy though.
But it broke, and the rope broke. And
Yeah, only Samantha was there. She caught it, so we had to go get stronger rope or whatever. So touch wood, nothing. No one's touched it. So if anyone come visit our house and sees the dust sitting thick, that's why. Because I'm scared the mirror will fall down.
I never thought of that.
So no, it can't be touched. Can't clean them. Can't clean the photo frames. So tough.
But we hear this, right? So we're having this dilemma where Mabel eats for everybody except us. Like whenever she goes to her childminder, we send her like 3 feeds so that she eats
And
everything.
she's a real starvo apparently.
Like loves her food, but not from mummy and daddy. So whenever she goes to her granny and granddad's, like tonight, because we're podcasting, she's Jackie again, big shout out. She's putting her to bed, but also goes there for her dinner, and she eats everything in sight.
Like Stuart makes her pork chops and spuds and everything, and she loves it.
But here's the thing: Christmas Day,
Good day.
we were like Stuart and Jackie, you want to come up for ours for Christmas dinner? They're like, do we need to bring anything? I was like, yeah, the Christmas dinner. So they brought Christmas dinner up and cooked it at our house, and then put it out in front of Mabel, and she was like, ugh, that's what she does. Ugh. Wouldn't
Not
eat
even
it.
taste it. Like
Wouldn't look at it. Didn't want nothing to do with it. So the next day, Boxing Day, we were like, oh, well, sure, we'll go down to your house for dinner. So they made dinner again. So the same food, same people made it, same bowl, same knife, same fork, everything. Devoured it.
It's just our house. Like, I don't know if you mentioned on the podcast, I can't remember last time, but she eats nothing in our house. I make her
touch
the
it.
same food I send her childminders for her. No. At a minute, her favourite thing is sausages and cheese. That's all she likes, sausages and cheese.
It has to be grated cheese.
Grated cheese, and she dips it into red sauce. She loves squares of cheese too, but grated cheese is her new favourite thing.
But she's getting so big. She's coming 3 in August, but she's obviously in her big girl room now. But we're having this dilemma where Daddy let her watch a dinosaur cartoon, but it said PG, and we were like both watching it. And I was like, gee, that is a wee bit unnerving.
Yeah, it was. She definitely jumped and got scared.
Scared, right? And now there is monsters in her room.
Scary monsters.
So we bought her a nightlight today. So we'll give that a go.
We won't get to use it tonight, but tomorrow night we will try it.
Because it's full negotiations to try and get her back into bed. So she sleeps in our bed. And if you watched
remember
the whole
from the
last
last season, that's just that's no good.
But she was
How
in
do
her
we
own
get
bed
back
for
here?
months.
We were doing so well. It must have been from November to now. We were doing so well.
Do you think it was the last splash event she decided that she wasn't
Yes.
sleeping in her bed? And that's coming up a year
So
anniversary.
the summer splash that night is what she threw herself out of her cot. And she didn't sleep from then. That's when we got the sleep therapist and tried back and forth. And she was doing so.
I forgot we had a sleep there.
Yeah, we had a sleep therapist and everything.
If you think that we had a sleep there, but that's
And- Oh, careful. But she had been sleeping quite good recently.
hold on, I'm going to interrupt this, right? So,
Stop it.
Alex loves her phone, right? First of all, it's an Android, so that's the problem. But the battery doesn't work anymore, so she carries this around with a battery pack with her phone to keep it charged. Just get an iPhone.
It's because my days are so long that one battery's not enough to do the whole day. So I need a battery pack to follow me around.
But if you had a phone with a decent battery in it,
See, my issue is my phone, if Mabel lifts it and throws it down or bangs it off, whatever, there's no issue. I won't have a heart attack. And if she cracks the screen, it won't look any worse than it already does. So if I get a new phone, then I will be a bit more precious with it. And then that's just not going to work for Mabel.
no, sure isn't.
So that's why I have to stay with a cracked. I'm taking one for the team, really.
Yeah, fair one.
You know, so if she needs to watch a phone, she gets my phone, because if she throws it down or whatever, it's grand.
But she had my old iPad or your old iPad. We used to have iPad minis years ago.
Yours?
Whenever
No,
I
mine.
was
Must be mine.
whenever I was in the army, we both had an iPad mini and we would FaceTime each other with it.
That must be mine.
But then we gave one to Mabel. We were like, oh, we have these. Why don't we download, let her watch our wee shows on them?
Just to keep her awake in the car, like, so she's not napping and then she's up all night. You know?
But I left it on the back of the pickup one day and I drove out onto the road and it fell off and then a car drove over the top of it.
No, but I was standing in the drive, and then I must have been going in to maybe get the iPad or something, and I remember going, I didn't leave it inside. Where was it? And literally, as I was walking to the back door, I could see like the glisten, like the sun reflecting off the screen of the iPad on the road, seeing the pink cover, and seeing the car come. And there was no way that I was getting to the iPad before the car was coming to get it, and then that was the end of the iPad. And it was dear, like. They said to even, remember we went to try and buy like a cheaper version or get the screen fixed, but because it was such an old iPad, because we're we spring chickens now, there was no point in fixing it, because if we had to download Netflix, it wouldn't even have been compatible with it.
It was that old of an iPad.
It was that old, so we have an iPad that doesn't work.
But then I
You
somehow found
one.
my old one and she loves it.
So touch wood, hopefully she doesn't break that, because then I
She's
have to buy a
rough
whole
on
new
stuff.
one.
Like.
So rough.
You know what she's really into now? Because obviously I was saying she sits in the
It's like
front.
the Mabel podcast, we should change the
When
name.
she sits in the front of my van now, she picks her nose and wipes it
Keith,
on my
stop
window.
it.
She wipes it on the passenger window.
Darn, got that out.
But she
Throw me that
doesn't know
in.
any better. She just
It's
needs
so
to get it
funny.
off her finger.
And I don't know about anybody else, children, but like she does not carry one thing. You know, she carries a million things.
She's got her princesses, and then she's got Penny and Gail, and then she's got...
Like Peppa, or like my friend
Hippopotamus.
Angela came round.
Cheers, Angela, for the giant Peppa Pig that
so it's
comes
like,
everywhere
it's
now.
like this size. I don't know if any kids can see me and scream, but it's huge. And like Angela brought this round. It was Hannah and Nicole's, and they were like, "Oh, Nicole wants to give this to Mabel," and it goes everywhere. Like,
massive.
It's
Thank
like
you.
another child lying in the bed beside Mabel in the camera. You can see it, and you're like, "Which one? You know, where's Mabel? Where's Peppa?" Because they're both practically the same size. Like she's just such a wee character at the minute, though.
Gangster.
Trouble. 2 going on 16.
Exactly. But obviously we have been living in our new house for 9 months.
Yeah, maybe.
And we finally invited our neighbours over. So
Yeah.
we'd be friendly with them anyway, but we invited them over last weekend.
Yeah, so we met them. Long story short, our neighbour's sister works with my mum, and we said, we were thinking of moving up to this estate, and she's like, my sister lives there. And then my mum, like being my mum, was like, I wonder if they would let Alixs and Keith have a look around to see what the house looks like finished, and you know what it'd be like when they move in. So we messaged them, was like, you don't mind like 2 random strangers come and look around your house, you know. So they very kindly invited us up, and we went round, and the house is beautiful, and it made us like realize what our house would look like, and it was just so nice, because anytime we had seen our house, like the one time we were allowed to see it, it was just the timber frame. We couldn't imagine where the walls would be, where like the kitchen would be or whatever. So it was so nice to see that. So we did get friendly, and me and her went on walks like before I even moved, which was so nice, texting each other and just updates on like builders and that sort of thing.
And they're lovely people.
They're so lovely.
And me and David smoked them at Articulate.
So they came around, we had a Chinese, and we're using them, we've called them David. So Nicole said, she texted, she's like, will we bring board games around? I was like, yes, we love board games. I was like, definitely bring them around. So they brought Articulate, and I was like, no, I don't know this game.
No, it was a real smart person game, and these are
like,
2 teachers, and we
they're
were
two
like,
both teachers. I was like, does not bring like an easier game, you know?
like Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like Guess Who or something, but they explained, yes, I love Guess Who. they explained this game, and I was like, right, okay. So we decided we'd go girls against boys. And if anyone doesn't know what the game is, so
Say you have a box. You're not allowed to say the word box, but they have to guess it's a box by how you describe it and stuff.
So you could say maybe there's 4 sides at, whatever.
Sounds like rocks. How much?
So you have so many questions doing 30 seconds, and the more questions you get, you move around the game. And we were doing so well. I think we won 1 and used 1 2. So it was 2-1, really. We definitely won 1 game. But it's very good. I would recommend anyone to get it. I really enjoyed it. Then we played another game. We think it was Prudo or something.
A dice game.
Dice game. Or another name for it is Bull SH1T.
And
People call it.
Do you know what we found so amazing? Though we would be very much. We'd always have our phones nearby because somebody's always wanting us. Or we have to get in touch with people.
Mm-hmm.
Not once that whole evening did we look at our phones.
Never. Didn't even think to look at it. Didn't.
No, I didn't need it. It was
we were together and Mabel was upstairs and we could hear her. So we just thought it was Saturday night. We're going to have fun with our friends. And it was so lovely.
Get the board games out. That's what we're telling you.
Yeah, we just switched off. We had, we were so full. If me and you had a Chinese together, we would have been just lying like 2 slobs on the sofa. But then,
excuse me,
we took snacks out. We had, we weren't drinking. We were just drinking Fanta Lemon and coconut. But then we were just nibbling. When you're playing games and you're eating crisps and you're eating chocolate.
I didn't actually eat any snacks. So I was too into the game.
I was so nervous. I had to eat them. I hate to lose.
David kept chewing on Mawams, and I was like, finish that before you start this game because you've a minute.
It's so hard to ask a question when that chewy thing's in. But no, it was so lovely. And I actually texted Nicole. I woke up the next day and I went for a run and I got a new PB in my run just because I felt so lovely. We had such an amazing night, and I think being with nice people and having just a nice wholesome evening made me feel good the next day.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that was so nice. Haven't had a PB since, but last week was a different story. Bottomless brunch weekend.
Yeah, tell them about that.
Okay, so last weekend.
Big shout out to Notorious because this is actually really cool.
Yeah, Notorious. We, me and my friends, so it's sort of like the old AJ2 clan. I'm sure we've talked about this maybe on the last podcast, but girls I've worked with going back 10 years ago. And some of us don't live in the same area anymore, so we obviously don't get to see each other very often. So we all decided we'd go to Notorious for bottomless brunch. Now, being mindful, this was on a High Rocks day, and High Rocks, as we already mentioned, starts at 4:30, so you'd be up 3:30 to get ready to be here for 4. But on this particular Saturday, Mabel doesn't sleep. We got up at 12 minutes past 1, as my whip told me, and didn't go back to bed, screaming and crying. And I just had to come on to work, and Keith had to follow later when he eventually got Mabel over. But anyway, fast forward from 1 a.m. to 3 p.m. went to Notorious, and they were coming around asking what cocktails we wanted. Well, I still had a full cocktail still on my table. I was like, I can't drink another one while this one's still here.
Feminist woman wouldn't drink more than 2 drinks.
No, I'm not a big drinker at all. So I had about 5 or 6 cocktails, had my pizza. Their pepper chips are amazing, so make sure you check those out. Was home, Keith left me about 6:30, so I was out 3.5 hours. Came home, he was putting her to bed, and I was sitting on the sofa. I was like, no, I'm not that well.
No, but before that?
What before that?
There was a whole dance party in the kitchen.
I was just, Mabel
was wanted
fun.
a drum.
She wanted a drum, so she had all the
saucepans
and everything out. Now we just put the Alixs on and we were dancing. It was lovely.
Yeah.
But then I just was not a bit well, so I was cocktails and a hangover in the space of 4 hours. Saturday, then on Sunday, Stuart and Keith were talking about a movie, and Keith's we watched it on Saturday. I was like, I don't even remember a movie being on the TV. Never mind what the movie was about. I don't remember any of it. I fell asleep sitting up, woke up at midnight thinking I haven't got my retainer in.
This was the end of the night.
Let me see. Oh, Keith, don't put that on. So yeah, but that was a good night. It was lovely to catch up with people, and Notorious, highly recommend Bottomless Brunch, and their brunch in general during the week is good too.
So this was Alex meeting up with her friends, and whenever I was meeting up last High Rocks,
the last High Rocks, you went to Newcastle, stayed in a wee spa and hot tub with your friends.
So there was me, the 2 Adams, and Warren. We were like, you know what, we'll just go and sleep in a mountain, and then it got Warren's a wee bit soft. Warren's been on the podcast. Warren's got soft in his age.
I'm sure he's not the only soft one.
He was like, you know what, I don't want to sleep outside. Let's sleep in this glamping pod, and then the glamping pod just happened to have a hot tub and a bar class restaurant about a decent wee walk away. And
then here was Keith putting pictures up of the starry sky in a hot tub at midnight, spanning the camera around him and Warren, and I'm like, hello, that's not your wife you're taking pictures of on midnight under the stars in a hot tub.
But anyway, we went there was a few cocktails, believe it, cans of cocktails because we're not fancy. And then we went down and had dinner and all down at this restaurant, and a few more drinks. Then we came back up, but we thought the hot tub had turned off. But it turns out McConaughey, Big Adam, he's like the dad you bring with you. He always is doing stuff. It's a wood burning hot tub, and he had pumped it full of wood before we left, and I just lifted the top off and stuck my leg in. And I've been in a fire before, but this was the hottest thing I've ever put my leg in. So we ended up having to fill it with
hose
cold
it
water,
down,
but
yeah.
so dangerous.
So moral of the story, we plan nights out for High Rocks days. Everything always falls, because I remember we've had events in here and we went and did the cookery school when we're exhausted, falling asleep over dinner. So next High Rocks is the end of May, 25th of May. So put that date in your diary. We'll plan nothing for that night.
Do we half marathon that day or something?
My mum is 60 though, a couple of days later, so I guarantee we're probably going out for dinner, maybe do something special for her. This always falls in her, 60. 60 years young, Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah, so,
She'll be raising you, told everyone her age.
no, she won't. Alba plastered all over Instagram.
No.
Come the end of May anyway.
End of May.
But yeah, Notorious, check it out.
They do a really good lunch menu too.
Yeah, they do.
Is this like a broadcasting for it, right?
It's good. I would love it. I'm starved.
Aye.
It is late.
We love doing a late night podcast.
Jackie does not. She's like, get home now.
But tell us a bit about how Remom is going, because you're
Coming
flat
up to
out.
2 years
2
now.
years.
End of May, Mama will be 2 years old, which is crazy.
The gym's 4 years old. We figured
Yeah,
out
just
before this
passed.
podcast.
I know.
We always forget to celebrate it because we're so busy.
I know, it's just, it doesn't seem like it has a specific date, because, we did the online and went around delivering all the parcels to people. Then we were out in the car park, and then we're all the lives here. There just doesn't seem to be one specific time we started. It's just been a blink. You think 4 years is nothing. 2 years is even nothing. I can't believe Mabel's coming 3.
Yeah.
But no, we started a new block today. And the lovely new mummy Kira starting with us this morning. And yeah, it's going from strength to strength. And mummy's returning, maybe with new kids, or it's just it's going from strength to strength. So can't complain. But we've also something else very exciting in the gym at the minute.
Oh, nearly forgot about it.
I'm sure you didn't. You're plugging it here in your hoodie and everything,
Forgot all about it. So we are the newest franchise of ECA, which is the Educational Coaching Academy. I've harped on about it in every podcast I can get onto, but
it's where we all learn to be who we are right now. So
yeah, so a guy called Michael John Lennon, he owns the franchise ECA in general. So we're ECA Mid Ulster. There's ECA Donegal.
there's one in Glasgow.
One in
Scotland.
Glasgow. There's one in Dublin. There's one
Is it Lithuania?
in Lithuania.
All over.
Yeah. So we got the franchise just after Christmas, and it's something we've all I've been spanning towards, pretty much twisting this man's arm for a very long time. And I just texted him out of the blue one day. I was like, "Go on, give me a franchise."
I remember we were sitting in Mum and Stuart's house, and he rang you, and you came in, and
I ran in. I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, he's actually letting us do it."
I was like, oh dear, what crazy idea is he doing now?
Because I don't know how to describe it, but the community of coaching there is unbelievable. It's a lonely job, but we meet up 4 or 5 times a year. We're always texting, and it's something that not everyone has, to go elsewhere to do their certification. But as Alex said, we've all done it. Anyone that's worked in here has done their coaching qualification through ECA, because we just think it's the best. They can take you, as Stuart says, as a bit of coal and turn you into a diamond over the course of your actual course. But our first intake is the 27th of August. We have 4 signed up so far. Don't know how many we're going to take in total, but
for your first course, that's brilliant. And they're going to see first-hand experience where someone who just became a PT, built their business from scratch, is now having the franchise of being a personal trainer and teaching you. So it's come full circle.
it's funny. I was talking, we have weekly calls with Lenny. He's unbelievable. He's been my mentor for a few years, but I was like, how am I supposed to encourage people to do ECA? And he's like, just tell them your story. And I was like, oh, you're right enough.
You're just a walk and talk and advert, free advertising.
This gym, I don't care what anyone says, this is my dream gym. It's beyond anything. This was the start, and then we're in there, and it's exactly
This corner
how
was the
it is.
start. This is literally where we had 4 pieces of mats and a corkboard and a video, and away we went.
And a wee cheap whiteboard out of Tesco's.
Yeah, I remember.
But that
Still have those
story,
whiteboards.
yeah, we do. that story, that's how I want to inspire people and be like, you can do this too. All you need to do is, first of all, believe in yourself, and then get that whole thing out of your head where people are going to judge you for wanting to have a passionate career. Because I know whenever I said I was going to be a personal trainer, people literally laughed in my face.
I know I was embarrassed to tell people I was even doing my PT course. So you got to get that out of your head. Just do it anyway. They're going to judge you whether you do it or not. So you might as well
Exactly.
do it. Follow your dream. Let them tear on, because as what Keith says, if they have something to say about you, they can ring you and tell you. But if they don't have your number to ring and tell you, well, then they
Shouldn't have nothing to say to you.
shouldn't have nothing to say to you. So follow your own dream.
But like a lot of people, like I didn't get into the whole gym thing to be like, oh, look at all my big muscles and stuff. I'm a firm believer in fitness, yes, and like real time fitness that you can go off and do like your high rocks events. Like, you can't cheat these things. But I just wanted to help people, and I knew how exercise made me feel, and I was like, that's why I want to do it. My friends didn't believe in that. They were like, nah, you do bicep curls to get big biceps. That was how they seen exercise, is to look good and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm going to do. And they were like, well, you're never going to make it. And then we done the 100k walk just as lockdown was sort of lifting, and no one knew about this place. This was the first gym. No one had a clue. And we were like, right, well, we're going to finish. We're going to finish up here, and we'll have a bit of with burgers and stuff and all.
Barbecue, yep.
And then I just lifted the shutter, remember? And it was a manual shutter then, so I had to.
It killed. That's where you need your bicep curls to do that shutter.
And I opened it up, and they couldn't believe what we'd built in secret, pretty much, because we were doing it with very little resources back then. Because
everyone was locked down. It was hard to get things.
I went to Alixs. I've told this story 100 times. I was like, here, you know all that money we got for our wedding? Like, all whatever it was of it, can I have it? And she was like, yes.
Sure.
Wasn't going to get a handbag anyway.
Maybe I'll get one this year, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Oh, there's the phone charger away again.
A big brick.
But I have conversations daily now with people who their biggest put off is the opinions of people thinking that they aren't the right fit for personal trainers and stuff. But if you have it in you that you want to actually help people, and you want to be passionate about your work, and make a living from it too.
Yeah, you don't want that dread of getting up every Monday morning. You want to love your job. You want to.
I haven't had a Monday blue in blues. I've never had a real job, so yeah, very very long time.
There's a lot to be said for being able to get up and enjoying what you're doing during the day, and not dreading it or dreading the people you're going to be with, or like colleagues or whatever. So
yeah,
it's never too late to put that time and effort into yourself.
So yeah, we are the newest ECA franchise. Very proud of it too. It's like the pat in the back you always wanted, if that makes sense.
Well, I think it's just like testament to Lenny giving it to you, because he's seen how well you've done, how far you've come from joining and becoming a PT and now having your own business, that he thinks, he's done a great job. He's going to use ECA and do it proud. That's why he's given it to you. So I think that's a lovely pat in the back.
That or just threatened him a few times.
Well, let's go with my answer instead.
I actually remember the first time I rocked up to ECA in Belfast, and I was still in the army at this stage, but I was obviously I was waiting to be discharged because I'd lost hearing in my right ear. So that's why I always put it this side. Hear nothing. How are you doing? So I lost
hearing.
My
good side, that's right.
Lost hearing on my right side, and I knew I was either going to get discharged or get downgraded into a job that I didn't want, like a storeman or something like that. And I joined the army to be an infantry soldier, not sit in a store. So I actually contacted Lenny, and I was like, here, what am I going to... Oh, I didn't say here, what am I going to do? It took me quite a bit of time to tell him what my actual job was.
He was a postman for a while.
But I told him before I went on the course, and I was like, but when I'm down here, my cover story is I'm a postman. I remember talking to one of the lads, and he's like, oh, where's your writ? And I was like, oh, I never thought this much. I didn't think people would...
Belfast roads.
I didn't think people would find postmen interesting. I was like, oh, it's a place up in Mackerfelt. And he was like, oh, just outside Cookstown. I was like, oh, I'm for it here now. But after about 4 weeks, I just openly said one day, it's like, hey, I'm actually in the army, because I felt comfortable with these people. Because it's weird being in an environment with people who have the same passion, the same want as you. And like, you just sort of felt like you belong straight away. And I still be in contact with them. Andrew Lawler's actually one of them. He's one of the coaches down in ECA Belfast. And like, since then, it's just grew. And
we put so many coaches through, and who knows in the future?
Yeah, we'll put them through here.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it'll be great to see other people come through the doors and say they can see what you've built, and then they can build their own.
Yeah. And like, that's what Francie always says, like, you can go to the tech, you can do an online course, but if you go to one of the ECA franchises, they are gym owners, they are personal trainers, they have done it, they have made the mistakes, they've learned from them, they can teach you, and
Yeah.
you
So
know
you don't have to make them along the way, you know.
you'll leave with a blueprint on how to run a successful gym. Whereas if you go to a tech or do it online, you're going to just leave with a certificate, like no real guidance, no real clue what's next. Not slabbering about teachers and stuff, because teachers are cool. God, I'm with you.
I'm not a teacher.
No, but the teachers might listen to
Yeah,
this. No offense, Rose. Calm down.
I was thinking of Rose in my head too. I was like, she'll be listening.
No, but so that's
Yeah, ECA is very exciting.
you'll
That's
hear
big
about it
for
loads on the
2024.
podcast because I'm sure we'll have future students on here given their time on it and how they find it.
I think
yeah.
so. August, yep, 27th of August. Keep that free.
Keep that free. Anything you want to talk about? We're doing this Get Sexy for Summer. Starts tomorrow.
Yes, so we have our 6-week summer challenge that we've maybe over 50 or 60 people taking part. Is to see who can lose the most. Well, they can lose at least 1% body fat, and they're going to go into a prize. So there's 3 big prizes. You can win £500 cash. You can win 3 months free membership, or £100 Splash voucher. And then we have a big party at Splash, pizzas, maybe party games. We had a lovely time last year. The sun was shining.
It's BYOB as well. So you bring your own bottle and
last year they done it so well. Like they had
blenders.
glasses, blenders, the fruit cut.
Big shout out to Kathy O'Connor who set up her own cocktail stand and taught people how to make cocktails.
It was so good. So we're really looking forward to the
Or
6
as
weeks.
Kathy calls it, Saturday.
That they're going to go through, but also looking forward to the Summer Splash event then. And I really hope that it is a bit like a Freaky Friday situation where Mabel stopped sleeping last Summer Splash and then we'll start sleeping this Summer Splash. So 6 weeks to go.
I doubt it.
Let's put all the positive vibes out there.
Yeah. Manifest.
Yeah, so that's very exciting at the minute. And then also alongside the Get Sexy for Summer, we have Cancer Focus.
Yes.
And with us a minute, 19 people, I believe, in the next 6 weeks. They're raising money for Cancer Focus, and we are also then in partnership with them giving memberships to those during that time.
Actually, we donate them so many memberships, and in return they raise like a minimum amount of money. So we're hoping to raise we're hoping to raise big money this year.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. We've had some members in the last few days, met them. Everyone's been so lovely. So looking forward to meeting the rest during the week. And yeah, I think it's going to be a busy and fun next 6 weeks. And hopefully the weather gets better because it's
been busy.
freezing and it's cold. It's been busy. Like,
let's just face it, I've not woke up at the same time as you all week.
I know, it's
And
just as busy.
the rest of the week's probably going to be the same.
Yeah, and then we've got exciting rampages with the jungle at the weekend. We've got a lot of plates spinning at the minute, so Keith forgot about that clearly by the look on his face. But yeah, a lot of plates spinning, but it's all good.
It's all good. Good to be busy. But
when we're together, we just make the most of it and family
and
time.
we're running on next week.
He will emphasise how much quality time, family is important, but also work is important. We know that.
But he is a child development coach, and he's going to give you all loads of tips on how to, interact with your child, include them, make them feel.
It's not like
enjoyable.
It's just about quality time. It's not about money. It's not about toys. Not about equipment. Like,
don't be stealing the thunder.
Well, I'm not running to tell you all about it next week. So yeah, we're going to try and be more focused on that.
Yeah, be in the moment.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get the sticky notes out.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is a short, sharp first episode.
Just to recap on where we've been, where we're at, and we're ready to kickstart this season 2.
Season 2. There only is one bit of bad news. We were doing weekly podcasts, but we know that it was hard for you to keep up with them, and it was hard for us to keep producing them. So it's going to be bi-weekly. Susan, really sorry, but you're going to have to wait every 2 weeks to listen to us.
But you can always go back and re-listen to season 1. So then whenever we recap or talk about stories from season 1, you're like, yeah, I remember that, and it's fresh in your head. You know, when a new season is coming out and you go back and watch the old season, just to remember what happens.
Can't do it. Speaking of which, has anyone watched Baby Reindeer?
Don't watch it. It's awful. We watched one episode today. I was like, Keith, this is so bad. I think it's like
she went straight
4.
in. She joined me in episode 4.
And it's no. It's just,
Darren, have you watched it yet?
it's disturbing. Don't watch it. What do we just watch? Fallout? If anyone plays Fallout on the PlayStation or Xbox or whatever.
I thought Alex watching this Fallout, I would convince her to let me get a PS5 of Fallout. Never happened.
Yeah, but no, the Fallout show is good.
It
It is on Amazon Prime. Very good. I'm glad it's over. So yeah, that's when you hear this, get Fallout, watch it.
And here, if you want a really throwback show, The Americans.
Oh yeah, So it's very like a Russians, KGB officers. We did watch it back in the day. But then it must have changed. You know,
I
when
got
they
the darn seal of approval there.
sometimes they change channels, they move shows to channels, and then you're not available. So we're rewatching it now, and it's really, really good. I think we're only in season 2, so we still have a lot to go, but we just never have time to watch TV anymore. Like, it's literally 10 minutes here and
Let me
there.
give you a cap on what it sort of is, right? So there's these sleeper agents who work for the KGB who have been infiltrated into America, and we're talking 1960s, 1970s.
Yeah, 65. Like, maybe they were like mid-20s, 60 in 1965 sort of thing.
And obviously they have to be all covert and try to find out information on the Americans. The Cold War's going on at the minute too.
And live the
It
American
goes-
lifestyle, like family.
But they're so into it. Like, they have children, they get settled into their community, and like they're best friends with FBI agents and all. Amazing.
It's literally the season 1 and season 2 in a nutshell, to be honest. But
You don't need to watch season 1 and season 2 now.
But yeah, check those out. And if we can think of any other good Netflix recommendations, Amazon Prime, we'll let you know.
But you see that Baby Reindeer as well. The
No.
fellow who plays the main character, he wrote the story on his life, so it's actually
Which is
about
even
him.
awful.
But he's
more awful.
reenacting it, so fair play to that guy because his life is bizarre.
No, don't waste your time.
But I think we should end every podcast, bar next week's, with a Sean Patrick dad joke, SP dad joke. So I'm
You love your. Are you going to tell me the joke?
going to tell you it. I think you maybe heard this one, but
Right,
you're going to
every
have to
week
play
we
along.
should get one. Well, you do it this week, and I'll get one for next time.
In 3 weeks time.
Yep. Aye, for next
So
time.
you've heard this one, but I want the audience to hear because it's so good.
Okay.
I'll ask Darren actually, because
Okay.
never heard. What's the difference, Darren, between unlawful and illegal?
I just know this is going to be bad.
So bad, darn, I can tell already.
So, unlawful's against the law, and illegal's a giant sick bird. No, it didn't go down well.
SP, you need better jokes. Keith, you need better jokes
can't
to
re-
steal from SP.
I have a Dave joke about a guy called Dave, but we'd be here all night if I
No,
started.
and
So bad.
Have you heard it?
I've never heard of a Dave joke. No Dave jokes. I don't even know what they are. Let's not have it.
Dave. Everyone knows Dave, and Dave knows everyone.
I thought that was Raymond. Everybody knows Raymond.
Ah, you know the Dave joke. No, you never heard it?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
There you
save
go.
that for another day.
But anyway, thank you very much for coming on for the crack.
Season 2, episode 1. That is a wrap. Thank you so much,
I think
everybody.
you only have a rap party at the end of the whole season.
We should need to
We
have
did.
a season 1 party. Did
We
we?
did 2023.
A party?
Yeah, the Christmas party. That was the rap.
What Darren wasn't there?
Were you not there? No. I'm sorry. Come next one.
Summer Splash, Darren. 6
But if you
weeks.
know any guests that you would like us to interview or any past guests to see how they're getting on, if
Yeah.
people you find interesting,
Please
please let us know. But other than that, have a fantastic rest of your week.
See you in 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Who knows?
I don't know when
You
we're
know
doing
what?
this podcast.
Follow us on Instagram. Here's mine. Here's Alex's.
Somewhere around here.
We have new slogans, have we?
No?
Keep our lip. What's yours going to be?
I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing about a slogan.
On the spot, go. What's your new slogan?
Live, laugh, love.
Love, laugh, live. See you all later. Thank you very much.
Bye.